Hey guys, Captain Foley here with you. It is Saturday afternoon. I don't usually do Saturday afternoon lives, but found myself with a little bit of time, and it's a beautiful day outside. I was just outside doing some work in the backyard, getting ready for the winter, and was thinking about doing a live and figured why not come and do a live and hang out with you guys. So hopefully you guys are well on this Saturday, and let the festivities begin. So we'll see who shows up. We got one viewer. Don't know who you are. No likes yet. So hit that like button if you're able to. And if you're watching this after the fact, I hope you enjoy. Hi, Precious. You got to bed now. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? Today's video just came out about the Texas class. We talked quite a bit about that and the practicality and or bad idea that is an automated starship. It does seem to be an automated attack vessel, not necessarily an all-purpose vessel. So that's a good thing. That dude Vince says, first like, how are you this Saturday afternoon? I am very well, thank you. I feel much better now. But yeah, I've been doing some cleaning and some yard work and stuff, and taking advantage of the nice weather. It's very nice out there today, and beautiful fall day. I hope it stays this way for a little while, at least another week or two of this would be absolutely glorious. Because in Canada, it's like summer heat, summer heat, and then fall for a day, and then fucking cold winter. So yeah, Philip Gaming is here. Hello. Or this afternoon in your case. Yes. Hello, Donnie. Where are you? Where are you? You're in Washington State. But yeah. So welcome, guys. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. Have you guys checked out the video today, like I said, about the Texas class? We have another one coming out tomorrow, which you guys really like as well, and one on Monday, I believe, as far as content goes, for edited content. So hopefully you guys check those out and enjoy those. Hit the like button if you're just joining me. I see I had 9 people there for a second. Now I'm down to 7. So I don't know what's up with people coming in and out, but hi, everybody. If you're just joining me, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, so anyhow, let's see what you guys are on about today. Cinnabon Bunny is here. Hello, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And yeah. Oh man, I really should have taken the Camaro for a spin today. Beautiful day to take the Camaro out. Maybe I'll still do that. I don't know. We'll see. Are you going to be in any of the Trek short fan films? Possibly. You'll have to wait and see. Samuel's got a real issue with using Captain Foley because it's got to be, he wants to be here to film it, and it has to fit in his timeline, and Captain Foley can't be in like his TNG era because that's not what Captain Foley is, and blah, 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 blah. But I might be making an appearance as somebody else. Maybe a Ferengi. Or the voice of a Ferengi. I don't even know. We'll have to see how that goes. Guys, only 4 likes so far with 12 people here. What is going on? Now 10 people. Okay, I'm just turning people off. You know what? This live might be 10 minutes long. I don't even know because you guys are kind of coming in and out. So, but Philip Gaming, yeah, I plan to be in some Trek shorts in the future. So stay tuned for those. Those should be really fun. And yeah, I want some fan film canonized Captain Foley anyway. I think would be epic. So yeah, looking forward to doing those with Samuel. So, and by the way, go check out his Indiegogo campaign for his new Trek shorts. He's already released quite a few, more than was initially intended. Backup alarms. more than was initially intended, and he's got a lot more great ideas on the way. And I know a lot of the ideas he's got coming, and man, you're going to be excited to hear them and to see them because there's some really great stuff. So, Philip Gaming gave it a like. Thank you very much. Oh, you've been better, but getting by. Well, I'm glad you're getting by. Sorry you're not doing well by saying you have felt better. Ooh. Well, hopefully all is well with you guys. So yesterday's live talking about the review of this episode, this latest episode, Trusted Sources, was quite interesting. Kind of came up with a few conspiracy theories that could involve Admiral Bonamigo and the Texas class. So it'll be interesting to see how and if those pan out, because we've got one more episode this season, and I'm calling it right now. I don't think that Mariner is going to return to Starfleet in this next episode. I think that's going to be held over until next season with the whole will she, won't she return thing. So, I want to hear your guys' opinions on that as well. So if you can, let me know. I would be interested in reading your thoughts on that. Anyway, I won't be here long as I'm about to begin my outing with my early lunch at the outlet mall. Then I'll see Black Adam at the cinema. Don't worry, I always avoid spoilers. Yeah, I want to see Black Adam as well. Cinnabon Bunny, I haven't been around for a while. What do you think of the Picard Season 3 trailer? I think it looks pretty good. Actually looking forward to a live action new Trek. Well, we had heard like months and I think up to a year earlier that season 3 was going to be pretty off the chain and kind of a return to form. Basically a TNG season 8, if you will. And we've been excited for it for a while now, but seeing the trailer, I did like a lot of it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the darkness. Like every scene is just so dark. It's lit so darkly. And it's more of that new Trek darkness, conspiracy theory bullshit. I don't know why they need to go that way. I don't want to see that in my Star Trek. That's not what Star Trek's about. And if it's a true return to form, like we've been told, and seeing some stuff, it's like, well, the trailer kind of disillusioned me a tad. I am still excited to see it, that being said, but honestly, it wasn't quite what I was expecting going into that trailer. So hopefully things are better than what we see there. So, Trekyards is here. How's it going, sir? Yes, I didn't like all the darkness. Yeah, not just the dark vibe, the dark tone, the I'm coming for revenge, Jean-Luc. Like, fuck off, first of all, with that shit. Stop with the revenge bullshit line, plots. We don't need that shit in Star Trek. But honestly, just literally dark. Every scene is lit so poorly. It just feels like it's going to be a slog to get through it. And I hope that's not the case. All things I've heard say it's going to be a really great season and something that we as Star Trek fans not only wanted, but deserve. And I hope that's the case. This is kind of the send-off for TNG cast, possibly. They have said maybe there might be something else coming, like a movie. I don't think they'll do another season of Picard, because I don't think Patrick Stewart wants to do another season. But that being said, if the money's there and the demand's there, who knows what could happen. Jonathan Frakes and Gates McFadden have both kind of said, is this the last? Who knows? I think there's definitely going to be spin-off shows from Picard, like possibly, like I've said many times, Star Trek LaForge or Star Trek Crusher, where you do 2 or 3 seasons with each of the main cast, which would be interesting and kind of fun. I think I like that idea. But this is probably one of the last times that the entire cast is going to be back together. So if they do a movie as well, I don't have a problem with that. I would love another return to the big screen with this crew, just because Nemesis was kind of hit and miss for people. Mainly a miss. A lot of people really consider Nemesis kind of a negative, and which is a shame because it was the last movie. They weren't intending it to be the last, I don't think. I think they had plans for one more, but just with the performance of Nemesis, they decided not to do that. So anyway, Picard season 3 is coming out February 16th, I believe, and I am excited for it, but as I always say here on this channel, I'm cautiously optimistic. So we'll leave it at that. 17, 18, 19 people here now. So hit that like button, guys. We only have 9 likes. So if you have not hit that like button, give it a like. Squadron Course, what trailer I'll talk about? Picard Season 3. That dude Vince, the literal darkness is why I couldn't get into the DC stuff as well. Rob Meyer Burnett, who hates New Trek, seems to love Picard Season 3. Yes, we're well aware. I'm waiting for Star Trek Will, bro. That's all the whole show is. Just this tube going through space, and occasionally the odd ball turning going, woo, woo. Got a new ship. It's the Enterprise F coming in. Well, it's not a new ship. It's the Odyssey class. It's been around for a while. But yeah, we have the Enterprise F canonized now on screen. That should be exciting. I don't think it's going to play a major role in the season. But because the hero ship is the Titan, which is a much smaller ship. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see exactly how that plays out. Yeah. That's all I can say about that. Squadron Course, it's about balance. You can have some dark scenes or emotions, but you need some light to it, especially for Trek, because the whole idea is to be hopeful about the future. Exactly, yeah. Like, I want to see brightly lit into starship interiors. I want to see, you know, fun aspects of exploring, as well as like some lightheartedness. I don't want it to be all dark and gloomy and like there's even a line in the trailer from Troy that says there's an all-encompassing darkness on this ship. Yeah, no shit. Turn a light on. You know what I mean? Like, and I know she wasn't being literal, but I am. Yeah, and Miss, I needed to buy a comb villain. I've come for revenge, Jean-Luc kind of thing. It's like, fuck, whatever. We don't need that. Come on now, stop with the big bads. And just have a season of Star Trek. It doesn't have to be a season-long arc either. Like, I don't know, man. As much as I was looking forward to it, and the more I talk about Picard Season 3, the more I'm kind of getting a little bit jaded in my optimism. I don't know if it's going to be what we want or expect, and I don't want to go in with high hopes, because anytime you go in with high hopes, they usually get dashed anyways. So honestly, I'm just kind of sitting here being cautiously optimistic, and honestly, the more I talk about it and the more I think about the trailer, I just get more and more discouraged. So, and that sucks. That really does suck. So anyway, that dude Vance says, I'm hoping Sean is the captain of the Enterprise F and Dorian from STO. That likely won't be the case, but meh. Thursday, we've got 2 Star Trek series. Yes, this upcoming Thursday, the 27th, we got the season finale of Lower Decks, as well as the kickoff to the second half of season 1 of Prodigy. And I'm glad to have Prodigy back. Prodigy has been a surprise and a real joy to watch. I remember the lead up to Star Trek Prodigy, we did not know what to expect with the animation style, with the being for Nickelodeon and for kids. We really didn't know what to expect. And then we started watching it, and I kept saying, I was positive the entire time, saying it's going to be good. I think they're really going to do well with this one. And I was not, you know, disappointed with what we saw. The first 2 or 3 episodes kind of feel a little bit Star Wars like. They feel very much like Return to Clone Wars almost. But I think it gets more Star Trek-y as the season progresses. And now with some of the characters that we have back, we know we're getting Admiral Jellicoe in excuse me, the second half of season 1, and any returning characters are always welcome. Jellicoe is an awesome captain, so it's good to see that character return. Ronnie Cox will be back voicing him. We got Okuna. from the Outrageous Okuna. He's back, played by Bill Campbell, who's the Rocketeer. So that'll be awesome as well. How that's going to tie in, I don't know. Of course, we got a lot more Janeway, not only real Janeway, but hologram Janeway as well. So that's all very, very good. Hopefully we'll see Chakotay by the end of this first season, more than we already have. We saw him in the captain's chair as a hologram, like once, as a recording. But we really need to get more of that. I think there's a lot of potential with Prodigy, and I think Aaron Waltke and all the guys over there working on that show have done a fantastic job so far. Everything canon... everything that's supposed to be canon accurate is canon accurate. A lot of the inconsistencies with the Federation tech has already been explained to us by Mr. Aaron Waltke. So hopefully we'll get those reveals and they won't be disappointing, so that other people can understand exactly what the hell is going on. Because a lot of people are citing, well, those aren't Starfleet phasers, or those are weird tricorders, those are weird uniforms, that's a weird ship. Yeah, it's supposed to be. But all the canon stuff, like the Ferengi Marauder we saw, like the Kazon we saw in the Kazon ship, like the, so much stuff, it actually is perfectly, correctly canon. And that is much appreciated. So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack with that as well. But I don't hope, I know that season 2 of, or the second half of season 1 of Prodigy is going to be great, because we know that they went in knowing that they were getting at least 2 seasons with 20 episodes per season, so they created a 40 episode story arc. So everything's all interconnected and ties in and is planned. It's not like the new Star Wars trilogy where nothing was planned ahead of time and they're just going on the fly. That never works out very well. And so they have a plan going into this, and so far you can see it on screen. So I'm really excited to see how that all plays out. Like they've done their work, and hopefully it's going to show on screen. So Thursday is Lower Decks and Prodigy at the same time. Yes, Cinnabon Bunny, I've enjoyed Prodigy so far. Philip Gaming, I'm on the fence with Prodigy, still giving it a try. You shouldn't be on the fence with it, dude. It's as far as good new Trek, it is the second best, probably. Well, maybe third best. A lot of people would argue that Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks are kind of like the 1 and 2 slots. But Prodigy's right there, at least at number 3, for just being faithful and people knowing their stuff, people working on the shows knowing their stuff and actually respecting canon and making interesting stories and, actually giving a shit. So you should not be on the fence about Prodigy. Every time I hear that, it just frustrates the shit out of me. A few of our viewers hadn't watched it, and Samuel and myself really recommended it. So they went and watched it, and they're like, thank you for telling us to watch it because it's fantastic. And yes, it is. You hear it's a kids show or it's made for kids, and it's not really. Like, it is, but it's not at the same time. It's also made for, like, there's some pretty deep storylines there. So, and the way it's playing out, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, and yeah, I'm not sure why, but I didn't like Strange New Worlds. No, it's fine. I mean, a lot of people, most people did like it, honestly. Even I really, really enjoyed it. Compared to Discovery, it's a breath of fresh air. Even though it is in the Discovery verse, they are using the Disco Prize. If you can get by the updated visual reboot look, it's fine. Just call it the Disco verse. It's not Prime Universe, very clearly, but it's still fantastic for what it is. And even their attempts to like tie in some stuff like the Monster Maroon uniform for Pike and, redoing the Balance of Terror thing. I think they did a really fine job with this season. Each episode was fun. Each episode was good. Each episode was a fucking episode. It was all episodic. There were no overarching, grandiose story for the entire season bullshit. Each episode is episodic. Feels very Star Trek. There's a beginning, there's an end. You feel like you've seen an episode of Star Trek when it's over, and all that is super appreciated. So I'm sorry you don't like Strange New Worlds or something sat wrong with you. It might just be the visual updates. I don't know. That always bugs me and Samuel, just because they say it's Prime and everything they're showing us shows that it's not. So, and I know they've made some course corrections since Discovery as well, trying to make it more Prime-like. But there's no way to explain the discrepancies. But it's a visual updated style for the new audience in modern times and modern, fuck off. You know what? Because TOS is a period piece, and each time we've seen it in TNG Relics, in Enterprise Intermere Darkly, DS9 Trials and Tribulations, even Flashback and Voyager. Each time we've seen that era, it looks exactly like it's supposed to, and they would put a great deal of effort and time into making and recreating that visual style. You know why? Because that's exactly how it looked in the history of Star Trek in the Prime timeline. It is a period piece. You don't make a Western that you want to be historically accurate and give them cars instead of horses and buggies, because it looks better. It's more relatable to the audience, and those are we have the techniques now. We can do that kind of special. Fuck off. It's not how that works. If you're gonna do a reboot and you say it's a reboot, a visual style reboot or a new universe, whatever, that's fine. That's why Kelvin kind of worked. They said from the beginning it wasn't, it was a side, universe, a side timeline. Perfect. Good. Exactly great. I just wish that the Enterprise in the JJ verse would have felt more like the Strange New Worlds Enterprise than that piece of shit JJ Prize, Ryan Church designed Enterprise, because that's just fucking hot garbage. And that really made me dislike those movies quite a bit, because to me, the Enterprise is my favorite character. I really do love the Strange New Worlds Enterprise. I love the Disco Enterprise. I think Scott Snyder and John Eves did a fantastic job designing that thing. It looks beautiful. But don't tell me it's a prime timeline Enterprise, because it's not. It would have been a lot better if they just gone with what they signed off on. When it left John Eves' hands and he signed off on it, it was approved with the straight struts. A small little thing, and a white texturing as well, white hull color. Those two little things, even with the redesigns, would have helped it immensely to be more fit into Prime. But no, as soon as it got approved and got into the visual effects artist's hands, they changed it. They changed the struts to the angled struts. And don't get me wrong, I like the angled struts. That's a good look for the Enterprise, but it just does not fit into Prime timeline, and they keep telling us it's Prime. So I got a real problem with that. And yeah, other than that though, the return to form of storytelling, the episodic nature, the characters, the writing, everything has been spot on and makes it feel like Star Trek, and that's so hugely appreciated. So yeah, Strange New Worlds is definitely one of my favorites of the new stuff. It is really well done. Anson Mount and Ethan Peck and them are doing a fantastic job with those characters. I'd love seeing more of Christopher Pike. Christopher Pike is quickly becoming one of my favorite captains. So yeah, I absolutely love the show. Some characters I thought I wouldn't like Laan Noonien Singh. Didn't like her for the first few episodes. She actually has a character growth, and I like her now. And for me to change my mind on a character in like one season is hard. It's not typical, honestly. So they're obviously doing something right with the storytelling. Jess Bush as Nurse Chapel is again doing a fantastic job. Anytime Nurse Chapel's on screen, I'm smiling, because I love her, the way that she's doing this character. Una, number one, absolutely despise Rebecca Romaine Lettuce. And careful. Don't like the actress, and they really didn't do Una any favors in this season. She didn't get much to do. Sure, she's like genetically enhanced or like some kind of superhero, whatever. Bullshit, stupid reason. Don't care about her character at all. That one fell really flat for me, but like Ortegas is fantastic. Dr. Ambanga, he's kind of been up and down for me as far as his characterization. but honestly, I have no issues with them. Hammer was great, and we're getting a new engineer for season 2. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And we know that season 2 has the Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover. Strange New Worlds has the actor that played Hemmer returning, but not as Hemmer. So we'll see what that's about. What are you doing, Pug? You're being nosy. So yeah, lots to enjoy there. That dude Vince says it. Vince says I love Strange New Worlds. Philip Gaming says I like Strange New Worlds. I don't hate it. Squadron Core Strange New Worlds is good, but it's clearly Burnham-verse, not Prime. I don't care for the story or look of Disco, so I'm not that interested in Strange New Worlds either. That's a shame because the stories are great and they're trying their best to separate themselves from the Discovery-verse and kind of appease some of the fans that weren't happy with that whole thing. Are they succeeding? I'd say it's probably a 50-50 success rate on that. But yeah, just the return to form of episodic Star Trek was really helpful. The writing, the characterizations of the characters, they're just doing so much better with Strange New Worlds. So Burnham versus Prime, though. It's not, though. It's fucking obviously not. Even since that show started, it's Prime. It's not. It's not fucking Prime. Look around. Everything that you see says it's not Prime. So, yeah, don't serve me a shit sandwich and tell me it's caviar, my friends. Just fucking admit it's a Discoverse, it's its own thing, and we would be like, you guys are doing a fantastic job, keep it up. Good visual reboot, good visual style, love it. But you tell us it's Prime, and we're like, nope, it's clearly not. So we're already on the defensive. What do you want? Go lay down. Go to sleep. I can't play right now. Squadron Course. If Burnham versus Prime, then why is Stranger Worlds Enterprise much larger than TOS? Much larger. They said it was Prime just to get people to watch, but they made it clearly different from the other shows. Yep. Philip Gaming says, I don't like the Doctor because it was hard for me to understand him sometimes. Thick accents, I think, is an issue. I have a problem with real thick accents as well on people. Honestly, I just cannot understand some of them. And Bonga wasn't too bad, though. There were moments, for sure, where it was a little bit more noticeable and not easy to understand. But honestly, I didn't have much of an issue with understanding him. And a lot of people have said that they can't understand what he's saying. It's like, well, I mean, I can, and I always have problems, so I'm sorry that you can't understand him. But, okay, sit or lay down. That's a sit, that's good. Now lay down and relax for a little bit. You were already outside. I don't think you have to do any business. Maybe you do. I don't know. You're a puppy. Not a band account throws in $2. Thank you for the super chat. The Warp Core, cool or lame? Which Warp Core? In the Strange New Worlds Enterprise, I do like the engineering. I really do. I think it's pretty cool. That dude Vince. I thought the Doctor spoke perfect English. A lot of people will be able to understand him clearly. Yeah. Donnie Pony Person. Ahoy, Captain. Hello, man. How's it going? Not a band account. $2. Since Strange New Worlds is Prime, when do we get the sweaters? They've already come and gone. See, that's the thing. You got to remember that the Strange New Worlds and Discovery, when we see Pike, that's after the cage. So the sweaters have already been and gone. There's actually, in the last episode of Strange New Worlds Season 1, you see on Pike's shelf, there's a picture of him with Captain April, and they're both wearing the sweaters, because that was from the past. So a lot of people think, oh, the cage is still coming up. When are we going to get that? It's already happened. If you watch Strange New Worlds, or not Strange New Worlds, Discovery Season 2 with Pike, they go back to Talos 4. And so, yeah, the cage has already happened. Squadra Course. I said Strange New Worlds was good. I'll watch it, but I'm not invested like I would be if I believed it was early adventures of a much smaller TOS Enterprise. Yeah, yeah. You just gotta. It's just in the Discoverse. It's its own thing. Discoverse, like Discovery and Strange New Worlds, are in one universe. You got the Kelvin timeline. You got the Prime timeline. It's pretty simple. There's obviously more timelines, but we don't have adventures in those right now. What? I'm doing a live. I'm busy. Can you lay down? Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Come on. There you go. Just lay down. Perfect. As far as I'm concerned, the whole supersized ship thing was all JJ's fault. It is, yeah. The Ryan Church Enterprise was designed to be the same size as the original TOS Enterprise. You can tell by the windows in the saucer rim. So it's be 2 decks in the saucer rim. But JJ at the last minute was like, make it bigger. Because fucking Star Wars. Because I'm a Star Wars fan. I never liked Star Trek. Make it bigger. It should be bigger. It should be a bigger ship. So they scaled it up without changing any of the proportions of windows and things. So it just looks like totally stupid. It looks like it just does not work. It just does not work. And yeah, the bridge windows and the supersized scaling is all JJ's fault. Absolutely. Not a bad account, $2, as is the Caucasian TAS Captain April in the Prime Universe. Yes. Is the Caucasian, the animated series, Captain April in Prime Universe? Yes. Because the animated series, Star Trek, the animated series, has been recanonized. So, yes, that is the Captain April from the Prime Universe. Captain April from the Discoveryverse is a black man, which is perfectly fine. He's a fantastic actor, and I really like the character of April on Strange New Worlds. But, yeah, man. Watch some animated series before you make your characters, because yeah, Captain April wasn't black, just for the record. But whatever, we don't care about that apparently. Pony Person says J.J. Abrams is on my hit list for that. Yeah, among other things. So absolutely, guys, hit that like button if you haven't. We have 19 likes with 24 people watching, which is great. But let's see if we can get higher than that. Let's try to get it to at least 25. I think we can do that. The original Robert April was supposed to be in Gene Roddenberry. Well, it's supposed to look like Gene Roddenberry, yes. It's supposed to be like a cameo thing. Not a bad account. I like Strange New Worlds Captain April too. I was just confused on continuity. Okay, stop. You're actually starting to piss me off now. You should have gone to the washroom when you were outside. Do you have to go outside to go to the washroom? Do you have to go outside? Precious, you don't. You were already out there and you did your business. Oh my God. This is the last thing I need to deal with on a live. Dave G Sound. It's got to be huge. A massive ship, the best ship ever to be made. Yeah, I hate that thinking, that rationale. And a lot of people have been saying that for fucking years, way before JJ got his hands on things. Well, the Enterprise is really small compared to other sci-fi franchises. Yeah, that's the point. It's like the length of an aircraft carrier. Whatever. Not a banned account says we need more Canadian UFP ships. USS J.G. Diefenbaker. Really? My mother was actually related to Diefenbaker, like third cousin, so such and such removed or whatever. We don't need that. We need more like Andorian-based ship names or Tellarite or other Federation member worlds, because that's the big complaint, right? All of the ships, all the Federation ships are named after historic battles or historic, people or astronauts, all from Earth's history. Where's the Andorian ones? Where's the Tellarite ones? Where's the Vulcan ones? It is the Federation. It is all these member worlds. So why is it all very Earth centric? Does that bother me personally? Not really. Um, Star Trek was created by a human. Star Trek, um, you know, it's showing love and respect for people and events that are very important in Earth history because it was invented by Gene Roddenberry, who was a human. So I have no problem with it, honestly. I get why people say it, and in universe, it is kind of a problem. It should be more diversified as far as the naming conventions go, but I honestly don't give a shit. So. Not a bad account. I like Strange New Worlds, Captain April. Okay, yep, that's huge. I like the big ship. I like a big ship as much as the next guy, but it must fit in its franchise. Exactly. Philip Gaming, nice Transformers shirt. The Transformers, the movie, is my second favorite animated film. Thank you. Yeah, this is like an old comic cover. It's got Optimus Prime and Megatron battling it out. There's like Soundwave there. And Jazz down there. And that's Grimlock and Starscream at the bottom. So yeah, thank you. USS Worf, what class would it be? The Warrior class. So yeah, I mean, I think Strange New Worlds. I'm glad they've done filming season 2. They filmed season 1 and 2 back to back. So season 2's been finished for a while. When is it coming out? I don't know. Probably right after Picard, which I said Picard starts in February. So that's fine. Not much of a wait, honestly. I mean, you're gonna get 10 weeks of Prodigy, so that's gonna take us till late December, if not January, and we got a month of like nothing, probably nothing new, and then Picard starts February, and then Stranger Worlds will be probably right after that. When is Discovery coming? I don't know. They were still filming like a month ago for season 5, so but we also got the trailer, so a lot of season 5 is done. So, well, go lay downstairs with memers. Go see memers. I scream, you scream, we all scream, I scream. Are there holograms on the USS Alito NA-01 Texas class? No, probably not. That would be stupid. Might be a holographic interface when they need to go on and do maintenance, perhaps, but... Spider Course, maybe it's because Trek is a show made for humans. It tends to focus on the human characters and ships. There could be a lot of Vulcans, Andorians, etc. Ships that aren't shown us too much. Exactly. The Grilka class. Not a bad account. With the unfortunate loss of Eagle Moss, where can we get our starships fixed, satiated, or sated? Nowhere, really. Don't worry, Eagle Moss will be coming back in some form. Heard a few behind-the-scenes things from Ben Robinson and a few other people that just be patient, and we'll get Eagle Moss back in some form. Round 2 has bought a lot of defunct model companies like AMT and stuff like that, and they've done a good job re-releasing their molds and their stuff and creating new stuff. So I think the rumor is that Round 2's gone in to buy Eagle Moss and kind of rejuvenate it. So don't worry if you're one of those people that has the large enterprise D build. They still plan on fulfilling that, I believe. So you just got to be patient. Nimoy as Galvatron, captains and Enterprise, like ship in that movie. an Enterprise-like ship. It's not an Enterprise-like ship at all. The fuck? It's got two pods that come out, but they're at the side, and it's not an Enterprise-like ship at all. But I see what you're saying. That dude Vince. I stopped watching Discovery a couple episodes into season 4. One day I'll finish it, hoping season 5 is a bit more upbeat. Not from what I've seen. Fuck me. That season 5 trailer for Discovery, it was just generic sci-fi garbage. And it's, again, dark and gritty and dirty, and it's like, fuck right off with that shit. Come on now. Yeah, season 4 was a fucking slog. I mean, the last episode was kind of a good payoff for it, but it was just too much of just nothing in the middle that just didn't work for me personally. But, you know, it is what it is. Season 5, I'm afraid, is going to be much of the same, and I don't know why they can't get their shit together on that show. You're in the 32nd century now. There's other stories to tell. Explore some shit. That's what Star Trek is about. Don't just be reactionary, you know, reacting to the biggest baddie of the day. They just go do shit that's Star Trek related. Okay, stop. You're making me mad. Come here. Give me. Tell the people what you want. Maybe they can help me. What do you want? You gotta go outside? You got food, you got water. You were just outside for like an hour before we came in the house. But I'm little and I didn't know I had to go out when I was outside. And now I gotta go outside, and I was out there, but I didn't realize it. Is that it? I think Pony Person said you need a treat. But you only get treats when you do good things, like go piddles outside. You go piddles outside? Piddle, is that the word? You gotta go to the washroom? I could take them outside with me. And us, and you. I'm not gonna have them watch you go poop or pee, but is that what you need? You need to go outside? Do you want to go piddles outside? I don't fucking know. We're just there. We're just there. What is wrong with you? You want to look everywhere but the camera. Look over here. What's that? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this little puppy in this? Look over here. Look over here. What's this? Who's that? All right. I have zero hope I'll get to finish my Enterprise D build. Well, yeah, I can see why. Like the Enterprise F, but the design of the Enterprise contest was badly flawed. Well, Mike, howdy folks. Can't stick around. Just saying my usual greeting and leave a reminder to y'all to give Foley a like. Have a good insert relative time period here. Thank you. Well, Mike. Dave G. Sound, the Duras class is the only Klingon escape pod variant. Ha! SC Scout Guy, why does New Trek in general have to be so dark? I'm talking about the actual lighting and not the story. I actually asked somebody that worked on the production why that's the case, and they said because nothing's really finished and look good, so they make it dark, even the visual effects, because the ship models are not up to what they should be. So they make it dark to hide the problems. Okay. How did Discovery get more seasons than TOS and Enterprise? Well, it didn't. TOS had fucking 26 episodes per season. So Discovery only gets 10 episodes a season. So yeah, they're season 5, but they've done way less Star Trek than TOS or Enterprise. So just because they have more seasons doesn't mean fucking anything. It's not network television era anymore. It's not like the Nielsen ratings determine what gets more seasons. It's whoever has enough money to throw at things, and CBS has money. All right, we're gonna take her outside because she's being a bit of an idiot. So come with me. We're gonna go outside. Django, come on, wanna go outside? Oh my god, it's fucking pandemonium. Okay, come on. This better be what you want. And now we're outside. So, hold on, should have brought a tripod. Should have brought a tripod, but I didn't. All right, so what are you guys saying here? I mean, have a seat. Get to see my beautiful back of my house. Ugh. Anyhow, it's 5 seasons of a show where most of the more interesting characters are in the background at best. I'd stop watching if not for Doug Jones. They gave people like 3 months to enter, but voting started right away. Interest fell over time. A crayon sketch on a napkin entered on day 1 got more votes than a great design entered 6 weeks later. Yeah. I didn't know all the details of that because I just didn't know. So, Discovery needs more interpersonal drama, more crying, and a stronger focus on Captain Michael Burnham. Let's fly, bitches. I've watched Cynical, Martin Green, and other stuff, and it seems one-dimensional as an actor. Not a bad account. Discovery should make Michael Burnham an admiral, get bogged down in leadership decisions, then face off with hotshot, know-it-all captains, grow as a character. Hold on, let me... I gotta be able to get a better fucking angle on this. This is just bullshit. I guess that's sort of kind of better. I don't know. Dark is edgy. Loving Strange New Worlds, though. Oh, what the hell? I did a bad thing. Where is it here? Message. Unhide user. I actually hid Vile Mike by mistake when I was moving downstairs. Spot on point about the number of episodes. Tony Person, not outside. There's too much light. Woot woot, field trip with the captain. It's like being on an away mission, but with pugs. Paul N. Is it mosquito season there north of Toronto? No, not anymore. It's kind of too cold for them now, so no. John O'Sullivan, YouTube didn't tell me you were live. Grr. How is Discovery still my least favorite? It has the most time to get it right. Nice yellow house, Captain Magic Foley. Paul N. The temporal agents should arrive, arrest the Discovery crew, and send them back. Yeah, temporal agents doing their job would be a great show. Like, do your fucking job. There's just more proof that this is the Discovery verse and not the prime timeline. Because apparently there are no temporal agents here, so just saying. Anyway, let's see. We've been going for almost an hour now. 27 likes. Thinking I might wrap this one up soon. I just thought I would do an impromptu one, and yeah, fucking dog ruined it. What are you chewing? What are you eating? She's eating a leaf. No, you don't eat leaves. Come here. Come here. You gulp it down real quick. Dumbass.
Uh, BP, Met Guy, Churl. Hi, Captain. Hello. Not a band account. Stranger Worlds needs more animated series races like Lieutenant Eric's, Vacations, The Bird People, and BEM. SC Scout Guy. A lot of people are watching college football right now, probably. Huh. Quadricourse. Did you catch any of the Saracana Chronicles? They had great time travel stories. No, I didn't see any of the Saracana Chronicles. I did not see any. What are your thoughts on Eagle Moss going under? Oh my god, this again? For fuck's sakes. Talked about this multiple times. It's shitty. It's not unexpected from some other business practices, but it'll be coming back. I'm pretty sure another company is going to buy it and revitalize it, so don't worry. Thanks for being on, Captain Fun as always. Thank you so much. Captain Casey Stewart says, I just got here, was listening to your live from last night. That was a good live. Sean O'Sullivan, what are your thoughts on how ships work without bizarres? Most ships don't have them. Uh, what? Most ships do have bizarre collectors. There's a very few that look like they might not have any, but they pretty much all have them. So, I don't know what you're talking about. They all have some kind of hydrogen ram or scoop, which is what the bizarre collectors are. They just collect hydrogen from the surrounding space and convert it to deuterium. Well, the bizarres don't do that. The bizarres only collect it. They can also like be used as like to release stuff, as we see in Samaritan Snare with the Packlids, but the Crimson Force Field. So yeah, most ships have them. So I don't know what you're talking about. We're saying most ships don't have them. Paul N. Why hasn't Starfleet ripped the spore drive out of Discovery and begun mass producing the drive? The strategic advantages of instantaneous travel are important to lose an all-in-one hero ship. Well, there's inconsistencies with that because in season 1, they said that they were starting to initiate spore drive protocols on other ships. That was in pre-TOS time. That went nowhere because that's never mentioned again. And then in the last season of Discovery, they said that they were starting the next generation spore drive, where they've studied the spore drive and they're making a new version of it, but it hasn't been implemented in other ships yet. Again, not mentioned again, so who knows what's going to happen this season. Sean O'Sullivan, Federation ships, yes. Other tech, not so much. They all have them. The Romulan warbirds have them. All the Klingon ships have them. You might be wondering about the bird of prey. I don't think the bird of prey has any, but the Vorcha does, the Negvar does. So yeah, it's just for alien tech, it's different, but a lot of them do have different versions of hydrogen collectors. They're just not called Bizarre collectors necessarily, or Boozard collectors, and they also they don't look the same necessarily. But the Warbird has them on the front of their nacelles. The Ferengi Marauder even has some. I just can't remember exactly where they are. We talked to Andrew Probert about that. It does have them. They're just in a different spot, a different location, and they actually look different because it's different tech. But yeah, most of them have some kind of hydrogen collector. So, SC Scout Guy, that was a good live last night, but towards the end, Stuart was noticeably tipsy. That's why it was a good live. Not a bad account. Does Canada survive the eugenics wars, World War III, and the atomic horror intact? Yes. Harrison Wells, Captain, do you like the Enterprise era Yorktown class from Star Trek Legacy? Trying to remember what it looks like. Can't say I do offhand. Do I like it? Probably, yeah. But I can't remember what it looks like offhand. I like a lot of the ships from Legacy, so if that helps you, that helps you. Sean O'Sullivan, have you planned for the double episode next week? Yes, as always. So what'll happen is we will have our edited review of Lower Decks on Friday at the same time in the afternoon, and then our live review of Lower Decks will also be Friday, and we'll have the Prodigy one on Monday. Our Prodigy live breakdown review will be Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as for my first reaction lives, I'll do a first reaction live to Lower Decks and Prodigy, probably both combined on Thursday night. And I might do another live on Friday night to kind of just make sure that people have kind of seen or heard the reactions to them. Or I might do a dedicated Lower Decks one on Thursday and a dedicated Lower Decks or a dedicated Prodigy one on Friday night. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how that goes. Psst, get down. You don't eat the plants. Let's get Doug Drexler back for another show. I love his stories. P.S. Have the Okudas been available for a show? Yeah, the Okudas have helped out on Picard season. Out on Prodigy. They've helped out on Lower Decks as well. So yeah, the Okudas are working fine. Doug helped on Picard season 2 and season 3. So not a band account. Adorians are sexier than Vulcans. That's a fact. Squadron Course. Bizarres replenish matter fuel used by Mara and RCS ships. Ships also carry matter fuel. Fuel added by Bizarres lets the ship maneuver more and run higher warp speeds without depleting base supply. Depends on your source for that information, but yeah, that's basically what they do. Yorktown class looks like a TOS era ship with no shields. Oh, yes. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Yes, I do like that design. Yeah, I know exactly which one now. ST Scout Guy, I am on my phone tailgating right now. Has the Texas class video been released yet? Yes, released earlier today. Geraldine Karstensen, $20. Thank you so much for that super chat. Hope this hasn't been beat to death, but what is Scott Bakula doing? Any chance hell for some Enterprise redemption? People have been asking that forever. He said he would want to come back, but who knows, man. I know Mike McMahon is a huge Enterprise fan, and they've made multiple references to Enterprise stuff in Lower Decks. And they've even, last season of Discovery, talked about a little snow globe Tilly got that had X01 in it. So yeah, they're showing the Enterprise love that way. As for getting the cast back to do another season, that would be cool, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. It's better. Paula, and your show, Stuart, can we get Doug Drexler and the Okudas on Trekyards? Oh, gotcha. Doug, yeah. Kind of hesitant to approach him and bother him too much now with the passing of Dorothy, but yeah, we would like to. The Okudas, we've wanted on for a while, but we just haven't had the opportunity to have them on. That dude Vince, Geraldine has passed on Quantum Leap. Geraldine, he passed on Quantum Leap, so only time will tell. Not a band account, $2. Why do the USS Protostar and the cells look JJ-verse? I don't think they do, personally. Samuel thinks they do. Obviously, you do. They're just they're a more modern technology because of the Protostar drive. And it could be tied to the Kelvin verse as well. We've actually done a lot of lives talking about that particular thing, like some theories about Prodigy, that it could be not only different time, but different universe. So Susie Plaxton, TNG Vulcan Doctor was kind of hot. Yes, she was. Stuart, I think your phone has switched from the Wi-Fi to a cell tower because the bill quality got terrible and it keeps on dropping. It has switched, but it's here's the problem. See, I'm outside, my Wi-Fi signal's kind of crap. So whatever. I passed on Quantum Leap 2. The first episode was a dude dressed as a tiny matador calling the shots, and it was boring and I went nowhere. Well, I'm going to call it there, guys. It's been an hour, and this was an unscheduled live. It was fun. People are complaining about the signal, which always pisses me off. So I'm outside, so the Wi-Fi's crap, so signals kind of was getting glitchy, so I switched to the LTE network, which should be crystal clear, and apparently that just made things worse. So I'm kind of frustrated at this point. So thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a great day, great weekend. I might do a live tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. In the meantime, check out our edited content from today and tomorrow. It's going to be some good stuff, so see you later.